The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.
G'day there. You know, I don't blame Chris Hipkins and co for a moment for calling it a gas tax. Gas tax is what they've been banging on about this week. That's politics when you're in opposition, especially when you've got no policies yourself. What I despair about, though, is yet another chapter of myopic nonsense around dumb words for cheap points. The truth is comparatively simple, and most of it is indisputable. We need more power supply than we have. We need more reliable power supply than we have. We got caught dangerously short in the winter of 2024. Labor in turning off the gas wrecked the industry and caused untold damage. The Huntley coal deal is part of the solution. An LNG importation facility is another part. We need a power supply tap. Hydro, wind and solar isn't it. Even if it's the bulk of supply, it is reliant on things that we don't control. So far, so good, right? We all agree on that. Now, the cost of LNG is $1 billion-ish. Someone has to pay. The government could pay, of course, but by borrowing more. They would have to borrow more. Wisely, they chose not to. We can't afford to. So the industry could pay through a levy. That is what we've chosen. Will they pass it on? Yes, of course they will. Why wouldn't they? Do you like that? No, you don't. Why would you? But at all times, come back to the basic issue. Do you want heating in winter, every winter, like a first world country? Do you want business to be able to operate at full capacity like a first world country? So it isn't a tax. A tax is a forced payment by a government. That's not what this is. It's an increased power bill to eventually get a power bill that wouldn't have been as high if we hadn't built a backstop for supply. It is the cost of rectifying an embarrassing wrong. You might want to remember that when you vote. Fixing broken stuff costs money. It is human to want others to pay for stuff, but that's not how life works. If you want a spot price of $800 in the dead of winter, the highest price in the world, then doing nothing will work well for you. We need more emphasis, you see, on the future and on improvement, and less on the petty and the political point scoring. I wouldn't have thought any of that is complicated. Now, you might not be thrilled about it, but it's not complicated.
The Mike Hosking Breakfast, 6 to 9 weekdays on Newstalk ZB.